Good morning, guys. So, another day, another video, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about trying to keep realistic expectations for coding. That sounds really fancy, but just hear me out. It's a phenomenon that you probably recognize not just in programming, and I do it all the time. And that is that I honestly believe that one of the wisest things that have ever been said is never underestimate people's desire to be extraordinary. And I believe there's a lot of truth in that. I mean, when you spend your time daydreaming on the bus or on your commute to work or to school or whatever, I'm pretty sure that you indulge yourself fantasizing about either becoming something amazing, being somebody amazing, or being able to do something amazing. Because it's the way we humans live, and we have this amazing thing called hope. And it's this powerful thing. It's at least the thing that makes me, come up from bed every morning and go, at this hour of day to the gym. And see, the thing is that more than once I have dreamt about building something great, being part of something great, as a programmer, creating something that brings a lot of value to a lot of people. And those great ambitions are only really limited by reality, virtually. And it's something that I came to realize a while back. I came to realize that if you want to be part of building something great, you have to have a realistic expectation about achieving that goal. Because the thing is that it's not feasible, rather it's very unlikely that you will be able to go from absolutely, this tiny little idea of yours into something great, as and becoming an overnight success, or succeeding at creating something extremely complicated overnight. Usually the process is more iteratively. It's baby steps, basically. Think of it as losing weight or starting a healthy lifestyle. People who fail at building a healthy lifestyle are the type of people who decide on Monday morning that I'm going to start going to the gym 5 days a week, and then they start by going that first week, and then it gets too much, right? And so they quit. The more likely scenario of succeeding is to go twice a week maybe, or something like that, and kind of progress into something more advanced, because if you go from 0 to 100 immediately, you're going to burn out your engine. And the reason why I'm talking to you about this is because I'll share this story with you. Right now at work, two of my teammates are a little bit stressed. We have been working on an algorithm to do basically interval detection for the company. And this is a fairly major and critical piece of functionality for the company. And it's one of the most complicated things I've ever had the good fortune of working on, or rather not working on. I really only was involved at the early stages of designing the algorithm out, and virtually I'm a very pragmatic person. The only reason I'm not working on it is because it wasn't at the top of my backlog of things to do, and one of my colleagues had actually picked it up before me. And they've been working on this for, or can it be, about a month and a half or something like that. And the other day the CTO came up and said to them that that we might have to scrap this project unless you start getting to a point where you're finished. And to give you a little bit of context, we have when this whole thing started, I went in with the attitude just basically saying to my colleagues that this is a major feature that is going to take a lot of trial and error to get right, because in essence there's no way for us to definitively solve this problem. It's kind of like Google's search engine mentality, like you can only get better at it. There's no way for you to get it perfect. So if you have that mindset, that means that what we should be focusing on is not to solve the key features that we want right now in a perfect manner. It's about achieving something that is better than how it works today. And if you accept that you're just going to take a baby step towards something better, improving those metrics, improving the matching a little bit, then it becomes much more interesting to think about how to structure the solution for a long-term development, Because the way that if you have a deterministic problem, I said, if you have something that you absolutely know this is the way it's going to work, and you're pretty sure that it's going to work that way forever, then you can write a single implementation that works. The way that you write your algorithm is going to be very different. But if you have a uncertain problem that may change a lot over time, you have to think about that. You have to structure your solution. I personally suggested a strategy pattern. If you don't know what that is, please look it up. This is, I argue, a very good solution for the sort of problem where you may have different ways of solving the same problem. And in essence, I was kind of shot down in the beginning because my colleagues were ambitious and, they wanted to, really, and I understand that because I felt the same way. I said to them, like, don't get me wrong, I want to solve this problem in a perfect manner, but I don't think that's going to happen in a month. I'm sorry, it's too big. I think it's too big of a problem. Said and done, they started working, and over time they realized that a lot of the requirements are, as I said, right now it's too complicated. They know too little about the system, or we all know too little about the system, and we need to kind of try things in order to see if the statistics of how well we match things, if they go up in evaluation. And now the scope has been reduced to the point where we're basically at that point where I was at which I was saying that right now, even if we shipped it today, it's only going to be a fraction of the ambition we have for like the long-term ambition we have. Odds are that we will not be able to deliver it on time. I don't think, maybe we will, I don't know, we'll have to see. But my colleagues and I were talking the other day, and it was very nice to have the guy who's been working mainly with this to come up to me and say basically, yeah, Fredrik, you seem to have been right about this. Like we should have had the focus should have been not to make it perfect on the first try, but rather to make it a little bit better than it is right now. And it was very nice to I understand that desire because I have it too. You want to make things as great as possible. You want to go big. You want to make this perfect thing. But in my experience, it will be much more healthy for you, and you're more likely to actually reach your goals if you think in terms of improvement steps towards some final destination. Because if you go for the big thing immediately, you will most likely get it wrong and you will burn yourself out. And this has been true for me, both in my regular work, my own startup, bigger project, and so forth. So here's my tip to you. Have that desire, want to be, aim for perfection, be driven and hopeful about making really cool big things, but have a realistic expectation and a roadmap of how to achieve that goal, and take it step by step. Because then, trust me, odds are that you're going to succeed, or rather it's much more likely that you're going to succeed. That's at least what I've found. Hopefully this was useful to you.